40 of our members. We're lobstermen here in Maine. We're deeply concerned about the future of this industry and the livelihoods of the Maine Lobstermen. Many of these men and women got on boats before 4 a.m. today to travel here to share their perspective with our representatives and senators. Because many of Maine's lobstermen live on islands and in remote coastal areas, it's a challenge for them to be here. But they have made that sacrifice today because the decisions the legislature makes will have a huge impact on their way of life. We're here today to ask the legislature to oppose LD 1549, the bill to convert Maine's lobstering industry and the communities which rely on that industry. I'll let the lobstermen tell you in their own words why they are opposed to LD 1549. First, I'll introduce Rock Alley, the lobsterman from Jonesport.
I'm Rock Alley from Jonesport, Maine. I represent the fishermen of the Maine Lobstermen Union. On behalf of them, I feel like they, in support, all agree that this lobster bill 1549 should be thrown out. Everybody should vote against it. It's only going to annihilate our breeding stock of lobsters by allowing these fish draggers to come in and drag our livestock and demolish a lot of the immature lobsters, which I believe a lot of the lobsters that we cannot see when these draggers come out because they're on the bottom of the ocean floor. These draggers are destroying them, which we can't see. Then in turn they can bring a net full of lobsters and pick out what few they are allowed to take, which are 500 in count. They can hand pick individually which ones they want to take to market. The larger, the more money. They in turn, after they have that 500 in count, they can throw the other ones back in the ocean, which chances are good, most of them will be dead, or just members. So that's my biggest concern. Another thing, if we allow this to happen, it's going to affect our communities up and down the coast. My children, my great-grandchildren, if we allow them in the door, they're going to take everything they can. They're not going to stop on just 500 count. They're going to keep going as far as they can go. They can target lobsters. Lobsters start in the summer months of June and July, traveling from Portland out into deeper water. As you go north, the lobsters keep coming out. These draggers are going to tracking these lobsters, catching these lobsters, taking and killing these lobsters. So we've got to stop it right here if we can. Thank you.
Thank you, Rocky. Next, I'll introduce Lee Osgood, lobsterman from Vinalhaven, Maine.
Lee Osgood from Vinalhaven, and the main reason I'm here is to show solidarity with the union that I have just joined. Lobster bill, as far as I'm concerned, is a no-brainer. I don't know why anybody would vote for this. It's not been allowed for years. It's going to ruin everything, like Rocky said. Get your big names, your big females. Your culture, your whole coast is going to change if this bill is allowed. It just boggles my mind to think that there are people that think this is going to be a good thing. I don't know the benefit for the state of Maine would be had the losses for the state. The young kids coming up, why ruin a good money-making industry? The tourists that they all cry for, they come to the bottom of the lobster. I just, like I say, it just boggles my mind. I hope that they turn this bill down again, and that we don't have to keep coming here. It's just like this. Thank you.
Please introduce Yvonne Rosen, a lobsterman from Vinalhaven.
Hey, I'm Yvonne Rosen from Vinalhaven. Grew up lobstering. I'm from the lobster family. Been lobster fishing full time for about 10 years, and I've been captain on my own boat for 5. I'm here today because LD 1549 have a negative impact on the lobster industry. It's a beautiful day today. We all would rather be out in the water working right now. We're here because we feel strongly about this. We're here to protect our industry. Dragon's bad for all marine resources. Groundfish have been depleted, and if this bill passes, I fear will have a negative impact on lobster stock like we currently have. We work hard to maintain the industry, we follow the rules, we make sure we throw back breeding lobsters so that we can sustain population. We have to sustain the resource. If dragging the lobsters allowed, it would damage the entire resource. Many people say there are too many lobsters. Last year there was a glut. Too many are being caught. Why would we allow more to be caught by draggers and sold in Maine? This bill would undermine my job and would hurt thousands of Mainers who lobster. It would only benefit a few dragging boats. As a lobsterman, I work hard, I work long days, I do a job I love. I don't want to see draggers take this away from me. I'm asking legislators to vote against lobster dragging and oppose LD 1549. It's dependent on them to do the right thing. Thank you.
Thank you, Yvonne. Now let's hear from Poole, another lobsterman from Vinalhaven.
My name is Devin from Vinalhaven, and I just want to reiterate what my brothers and sisters have been saying, that this bill 1549 is outrageous. It's not going to help us. It's going to hurt our industry. And I don't see why 12 votes are going to outweigh 5, maybe 7,000 lobstermen, men and women up and down the coast. I mean, we all took a day off from our work. It's gorgeous out there. You want to see just to come up here to oppose this. We're losing money because we're not out there fishing right now, and we're going to lose more money because it's going to devastate our industry. It's allowed to pass. So I'm just here hoping that the representatives and my legislators will oppose this and vote it down. So I want in the future, hopefully, have some kids, grandkids, and all my brothers and sisters behind me, that their kids have a future. And as we all know, the groundfish industry is pretty much in its own industry. Why should we allow it?
Thank you, Roddy. Finally, I'd like to introduce Representative Mick Devin from Newcastle. Representative Devin, thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much, Joel. I'm very happy to be standing here to say that I will oppose LD 1549. I think the reasons are very sound. First of all, you've got 7,000 lobstermen that fish in the state. This bill looks to help about 50 ground fishermen, but it really doesn't help them. All it's going to do is enable these ground fishermen to pass through Maine waters and land fish in Gloucester, which they already do. Why don't we want these lobsters dragged? They form the brood stock of our inshore fishery. The only inshore fishery, lobster fishery right now that's healthy in the Northeast is Maine. We're also the only state that does not allow offshore drag lobster, because that is where our brood stock stay. Think about this. If you're from Aroostook County, are you eating your seed potatoes in the middle of the winter? I would think not. They wouldn't last very long. So what can we do for the city of Portland and the state of Maine in terms of the ground fishery? You've got LD 962 in, which looks to purchase $3.5 million of quota for the ground fishermen. We need to do that. Number two, we need to invest in processing and freezer technology. I'm not talking about making ice. I'm talking about flash freezing products so it can be shipped to all sorts of markets, not only in the U.S., but around the world. And finally, we need to be working to ensure that the federal government changes the law so that New Hampshire and Massachusetts come into line with Maine to protect the offshore lobster brood stock. Those are the three things that we can do to help the ground fishery, Portland, and the state of Maine. Thank you very much.
cause harm to this important Maine industry and to the thousands of men and women and families who depend upon it. They've done an incredible job of maintaining a healthy and vibrant lobster stock, which has not been pushing legislation that undermines the sustainability of our lobster industry. Maine lobstermen work hard, long days, in difficult conditions. They struggle to make ends meet with rising fuel and bait costs, up and down prices. They're just asking for a fair shot at sustaining their livelihoods, the entire Maine lobster industry. We ask the legislature to support Maine lobstermen and oppose LD 1549. Thank you.